What's going on, world? What's going on, Japan? It's 1:35 in the morning over here, but it's a little bit in the afternoon where y'all are at. So we have some intel here about Assassin's Creed Shadows when it comes to copyright and stolen property. Speaking of the banner logo out of Japan from the historical reenactment group, this individual right here, Matchlock Kage, has been reaching out to Ubisoft a lot, being very aggressive about it, wanting them to do the right things with it. So this is going to be an interesting article to read. We have a lot of intel here. We're going to go to his page. We're going to talk about some other things. First and foremost, like when you apologize to somebody, and what I mean by this, because supposedly Ubisoft apologized for this, right? But we all know they didn't, because it's not an apology, and I'll explain why in a second. This was back here. Ubisoft apologizes for stolen imagery in Assassin's Creed, pretty much 2 months ago, right? But let's dive into this. If I apologize for doing something wrong to somebody, first and foremost, if I stole something from them, I'm gonna return it. I'm gonna do the right thing. I'm gonna work with them. My apology is not just words that look good like a PR statement, but it's also an action. You see, the words and the actions must follow each other. And then I did an article on my page about this too, found in the comics. This is right here, where it says Ubisoft rejects request to remove stolen Japanese reenactment group banner from Assassin's Creed Shadows art, but claims files have already been deleted. This was August 2nd, 2024. So we're talking about after, because that was back in I think it was July or late June, actually, months back. And then they come and they still print out and finish everything and then reject that. How is that an apology? No, I would say you're trying to piss me off more. But we're gonna get to the stock in a second too. So going back to Grunt's page, he says Matchlock Kage has been trying for months, as we see by the dates there, to get Ubisoft to remove their stolen banner logo from the historical reenactment group in Japan. Ubisoft is now publishing an art book that includes the stolen trademark logo, and after months of asking them to remove it, Ubisoft has told them to pound sand. They just gonna steal it anyways. This type of too big to care about little guys AAA attitude is exactly why you should vote with your wallets when they ship this game. Now we're gonna go to his page, and then we're gonna talk about. Actually, you know what? Let's cover this first. So after everything that's happened with this company, right? And as we see with the abysmal failure of Star Wars Outlaws, why is it only at 2.5K reviews? In a day, it may get up to 4K, 5K, but that's still terrible for Star Wars. It did not sell well at all, and it's absolutely abysmal. I just still can't believe that it's this much of a failure. They're gonna have to put it on sale and work on the game more. But you would think after that happens, right? And after they hit an all-time low, you see this all-time low, lowest stock in 10 years. Let's take a look at it right here. We just did this recently. Ubisoft shares take a hit as an analyst predict lower than expected. Ubisoft share price falls to 10-year low, pretty much almost like the lowest they've ever been. Um, and if we go back to regular stock in America, it's terrible. It's $3.34. It's abysmal. So you would think after all of that was happening, the best thing to do is just realize, you know what? Hold on a second. All weight relies on this game to succeed. So if I was anywhere near smart, unless I was just fully taken over by the DA mafia invasion, because it's a family company in France, I would try to do the right thing here. I would make amends to Japan. I don't want to keep them happy. I don't want them to support my game. I don't want the world to see me in a better image. I would try to do nothing from since it launches and after to try to do the right thing. So as we go down to his segment right here, we can just go to this page and read it. We received a reply from Ubisoft on September 5th. The general contents are as follows. It took time to confirm with the relevant parties. This is translated from Japanese. So the reply was late. The process of the art book policy cannot be made public. It really can if somebody knew who they were dealing with, but they feel like they don't have enough power, so they're just going to punk them and just keep going. That's what I see, and I guarantee you Japan feels the same way. And they would want powers in place, but there's a lot of corruption all around the world. Even in Japan, they know it too. The common people are good, but the governments, all those assholes, they're never good, and they're always inhuman. We considered the measures to be taken for art books outside of Asia but the shipping procedures have progressed and corrections or recalls are not possible. Translated from Japanese by Google. On September 5th, see, September 5th, literally a couple hours ago, we received a reply from Ubisoft. The general contents are as follows. Remember, this is literally a few hours ago from Ubisoft to him. It took time to confirm with the relevant parties, so the reply was late. The process of the art book, what do they mean by parties? The process of the art book policy cannot be made public. We reconsidered the measures to be taken for art books from outside of Asia, but the shipping procedures have progressed and corrections or recalls are not possible. That's a lie. You said that back in August. We're in September now. They can recall it, they just don't want to. So let's go down and continue to see what Kageyama has to say. And this is from Sekigawa Rifle Corps. The revised data for Asia cannot be made public because it is not yet on sale. By the way, like, subscribe, y'all. Let me know what y'all think of this. I appreciate that. I'm going to be keeping this up and giving you other amazing content. We apologize for the late response. It helps my channel out and for not being able to meet your requests. But please understand, the relevant parts will be changed to a different design. We wish the Sekikara Battle Festival 2024 a great success. That was the content. So they're saying the relevant parts will be changed to a different design. What do they mean by that? Because the books are already out. They already deleted the stuff online, but that doesn't matter when you already made the books that you want to sell. Obviously, they can't reprint more after that because they got caught doing that. So that's something they're not going to do. As a result, time passed, and the only information I received was that the overseas data had not been corrected. And the data for the Asian region has also been corrected. It was strange that they had sent me the previous corrected concept art, a small photo taken from a distance, but the time that they were unable to send me the corrected data. Yeah, of course, that makes sense. You know what I mean? We know how they work. At this point, you can probably raise enough money from crowdfunding to sue Ubisoft with. Just set one up and see how you go. I mean, if the people wanted to do that, that would probably be something they could do, kind of like the petitions that were kind of getting started. It is going to be rough, though, when dealing with them because they have all those expensive lawyers and all that. But I would say that Japan would have to help out its common citizens if it wanted to do something about this. Or the way they look at it, it's, not that important to them. And it's not a political issue or a diplomatic issue or, the way those people that are sitting in those seats of powers see things. Obviously, the people that want things to do right are not those type of people. And I'm pretty sure y'all can attest for that. So if we go back to over in Grum sections, we got reviews right here. How well do you think it will perform? I'm not expecting Concord level. No, it's not going to do that bad. No, the series is, see, there's a lot of people that are not caught up in that. And they just want to play an Assassin's Creed game, and they're just going to get it anyway. So the game can at least sell a million or two, but it ain't going to do the 7 to 8 to 9 million like they wanted to do. They kind of messed that up. And he's saying, I think it will underperform like Outlaws did based on the pre-order rumors in the West. It is going to underperform, but it's not going to fail. I don't think it will completely flop. Exactly. Brand is big. Unless there's something really great about the gameplay, gamers will forgive. But there's still a lot we still have to see. But, what's just messed up is, like I said, the behavior pattern that they've been having lately. And it's like, if I was a company and my stock had fell into the depths of hell, I would want to do whatever it takes to raise that stock back up and make amends with, all the wrongs I've done. That would just be the intelligent thing to do. You know what I mean? But they're not doing that. And we can see that in this latest reply here. Even if it's awkward, they can't just decide to ignore copyright. They should never have taken a logo in the first place, so they can choose to ignore it, but they can certainly be sued for it. Yeah, Ubisoft is just counting on they are too small to sue us to do whatever they want. In a sense, he's right. Because if they knew they would get in deep shit and deep trouble, though there's some stuff they've done where I'm like, you knew that was going to happen, but they still did it anyways. They're kind of in that type of behavior right now. But still, though, if they feel like they weren't going to get away with it and they were going to lose more money and they knew their stock was going to be right where it is right now, I'm telling you right now, I don't see them doing that. Like if you were doing this in the West against a company like Activision or, just where they feel like, yeah, we're not going to get away with that. We're going to be in trouble. We won't do that to Microsoft. We won't do that to these Western companies, but we're going to try to go pick on Japan because we feel like We know the powers in place and we know how this thing is. Just everything they're doing, like they just feel like they can get away with it. And the only way to remedy that is to not support it and to call it out and expose it and do as much damage to that type of evil behavior as much as possible. And we have done that. And it's good to keep it up and let people know what type of behavior patterns are going on in the world if we want to set things right. Because I would like to see Ubisoft get back to gaming. I would like to see everything get back to gaming. And as of lately, the track record has been very good elsewhere in the world. These DEI games are dying. And when you look at the definition of DEI, just like if you look at the definition of communism, right? Or you would look at how they would try to present to you a republic or democracy or any of that. It can look good on paper, but let's see how the individuals perform with that. That's the problem. Remember, y'all, the labels don't do anything. It's the individuals that are doing this. It's the groups that come together and do this evil. Just like I tell people, same thing in religion, same thing in science. None are bad. They're all can be good for humanity, and that's what they're there for. But when you have evil using these principles and labels, then it's going to look very bad. Or people that are corrupt. Because a lot of these people are corrupt. That's what this is. This is corruption. And this is like just inhuman. It's not cool at all. You understand small little mistakes I make in my life growing with people. But when you're coming to impact an entire nation, brainwash a ton of people, cause up all this, when you're affecting that many people worldwide, that's a big evil. See, that's where sin is weighed very great. It's almost like you're asking to be cursed. You know what I mean? Because you're dealing with something on a very high level when we're talking about principalities here. And people that are spiritually tuned can understand that. Like, you don't just get away with this type of stuff. That's why they're crashing into the ground because the world is not, and the light realms, they're just not liking what you're doing. You need to clean up your behavior, do better. And we're showing you that. Otherwise, you'd be lifted up, but you're not. So fix your behavior. But all in all, let me know what y'all think about this. Y'all comment in the sections. Glad to cover this. You know, just to talk about it. Yeah, where's Thomas Lockley at? Where's that coward at? Because you caused up a lot of garbage too. All the bad things you've done. I don't have a problem with Naoya, y'all. When I see shadows and I see Naoya, there's a positive aspect to me that actually likes that. Because that's what I wanted to see. She's not a DEI character. She's not a historical accurate figure. And she does represent an aspect of Japan. She gives me that thing, okay, I see, a potential Japanese world and I see badass ninja gameplay. That's what I kind of wanted. Samurai gameplay is all over now. Like we get a lot of that. But we don't get much ninja gameplay. And I really wanted to see the Japanese male ninja and the Japanese female ninja in Assassin's Creed Shadows. But all in all, if I ever play it, like I said, I'm not buying the game. I'm going to rent it. Um, and rent it for just a little bit, beat it, do what I need to do, and be done with it. I'm not. I don't want to own it because I don't care to, unless they somehow blow my mind in the next few months because we still have a lot to be revealed, and they try to fix the things and they do the right thing. So we have to let that time pass all the way to November and see what happens. Do I think they're going to do that? From what we're seeing so far, it doesn't look like it. But yeah, so far, I don't know. I'm disappointed in Ubisoft, and I would like to see them do better. And I just don't think that this is the mindset of Yves, the leader. I think there's something more to it behind the scenes. All of this crap. So yeah, just not liking it. And I'm just glad that gamers are waking up and making the right decisions by not supporting it. But yeah, all in all, y'all have a good day, evening, night, wherever you're on the world. Peace out, y'all.